So the Scottish Premiership splits in two this weekend, as of course the season is drawn to the final stages with Hibs stuck in the relegation half. What about the top of the table? Who's going to actually win the title? Will it be Rangers? Will it be Celtic? We'll take a little look next. For match number 34. That's right, over in the Scottish Premiership, and we'll get to that in 1 second. If you're new where you've been, smash your subscribe and keep back and take all things Scottish Premiership related, Blackburn Rose related, world football related. We got it all here, boys. Under one roof. That's right, of course, Hibs, of course, sacking their manager this past week. Of course, matey boy Maloney, or whatever his chops was, of course, sacked, basically, for doing an absolute shit show towards the back end of the campaign. They're now down into the relegation group. And, of course, you wouldn't even rule out the fact that they could actually get relegated. They're actually 38 points right now. Of course, what we look at, 2 points off of third from bottom at the moment. As to the top of the table, of course, it is Celtic's to lose. They've got 6 points clear of Rangers at the moment, but they do have to play each other again. And of course, we'll look forward to that game very, very soon. But anyway, let's jump in the deep end. Of course, before all that, big shout out to my VIPs. They're the patrons, guys. Thank you for loving, of course, behind the scenes. But anyway, let's have a look at, of course, what went on last time around. Now, it's been a few days, of course, since the last results in the Scottish Premiership, which, of course, have determined how the teams have been separated in these two groups. So let's take a look at it. Aberdeen against Ross County. Big win for Ross County. They're up to bloody 5th in the table. Aberdeen also down in that relegation group. They could actually go down themselves. Wow. Of course, I went with a 1-0 win. Dion, of course, is not here today. Of course, we couldn't work it out. His agenda and my agenda just couldn't match this week. So he went with a 2-1 win in the end. I went with a 1-0 win. We were both wrong and went the other way. Meanwhile, Celtic, of course, did beat St Johnstone 7-0. Now, if you combine mine and Dion scored together there, we would end up with a 6-1 win. We actually got the right amount of goals combined than there was scored on the day itself. So it's a big win for Celtic, of course. Dundee United against Dundee was a 2-2 draw. Both of us got that wrong as well. We both went with Dundee United on this one. We were Hearts against Hibs. I wore my green hat on this one. I thought Hibs would get a point, but no. And of course, Dion with the 1-0 win for Hearts. And it was a 3-1 win in the end for Hearts as well. Again, separate the two sides in these two divisions, with Hearts kicking ass and taking aims. They are outright the third best team. No one anywhere near them, really. Aston Livingston, of course, a 2-2 draw was the final score. Dion got that one spot on. Got pretty much close to the money. I went with the 2-1 win myself at Livingston. And of course, St Mirren, 4-0 win for Rangers. I went with a 2-0 win, and Rangers, Dion with a 2-1 win in the end for Rangers. Let's take a look at, of course, how the table looks. There it is, in all its bloody glory. Of course, Celtic are running away with it right now, with Rangers in second spot. Of course, just one slip up. One slip up is all it's going to take. But will they slip up? Of course, they are playing the best 5 teams in Scotland. So you're going to have to be at your very best each day, including Hearts. That's of course the sticky wicket when if they go to Tynecastle or not. Who knows? Down the foot of the table, of course, Dundee look like they're in trouble. St Johnstone could join them as well, and St Mirren, Aberdeen, and Livingston, with Hibs also in the running for relegation. Let's take a look at the prediction league then, shall we? Of course, these are the boys, and it's actually a 3-way tie this past week with Daddy Cool up there with James FC, a great, and Carmack in with 4 as well. Then the chasing bloody pack. Well done to all of those guys for doing the bits. What about the mini leaderboard? Now, this is the leaderboard from around about January, and it's James FC, who is great, and he is great at the moment, of course, 2 points clear of a Deepak the Great. Look at you guys, all with greats in your surname, but are you actually going to be great at the end of the campaign? We'll have to wait and see about that, of course, but that's the state of play right there. What about, of course, the next round of matches? They're coming at you thick and fast. This is Friday. Of course, the games will kick off tomorrow, and here are those games. Let's take a look at it. Of course, for the vast majority of them are going to be taking place on Saturday, so you're going to be quick and fast to get your pickaroos in, starting with Aberdeen up against Livingston. Let's take a look at this one then, shall we? Of course, coming at you on Saturday, April the 23rd. Now, these two sides played 35 times in 2001, 18 wins at Aberdeen, 8 wins at Livingston, and 9 draws. Of course, just 1 win in 6 of Aberdeen right now, 33% form up against the Livingston side. Of course, we won one in the last 4 games, 42% form for them at the moment. Taking place over at Pittodrie, and last time they played at Pittodrie as well. It was a 2-0 win for Aberdeen back in December 2021. They played each other 3 times in total this season, with Aberdeen winning 2 of them and Livingston winning 1 of them, which was, of course, the reverse one back in the Tony Macaroni Stadium back in, of course, February 2022. Livingston picking up a 2-2 draw against Motherwell. Aberdeen with a 1-0 loss against Ross County last time around. The odds for this one, we have Even Stevens as your Aberdeen on this one. Livingston with a 23-10 and 40-5 is your bloody draw. So scrap that. 40-5 is your away win. That's right. Going to go with Aberdeen here. 1-1 in the end. I've left a spot here for Dion, but of course we couldn't make it. So we'll have to see. Hopefully back next week week with the big one, with the Rangers and Celtic locking horns once again. Dundee up against Livingston. Let's take a look at this one there, shall we? Over at Fir Park. Dens Park, of course. Played each other 59 times in 1988. 17 wins for Dundee, 25 wins for St Johnstone, and 17 draws, of course. Dundee, though, without a win in the last 9 games. Goodness gracious me, up against the St Johnstone side, who've just lost once in the past 4. 42% form for them, up against Dundee's 25. Last time around, though, over at Dens Park, it was a 1-0 win for Dundee. That's back in December 2021. They also played each other a couple other times, quite a few times this season already. I'm looking at 4 times previous, of course. And the first time was all the way back in September. In the quarterfinal of the League Cup, it was a 2-0 win for St Johnstone. That was in Dundee. The reverse fixture, of course, recently, back in January, was a 0-0 draw over at McDermott Park. That's St Johnstone, of course, 0-0 in the end. So over the course of those 4 games, Dundee have won 2 of them. St Johnstone just the 1 and a draw as well. Meanwhile, Dundee did draw with Dundee United on the road last time around. Of course, St Johnstone on the back of that 7-0 drubbing against Celtic last time around. The odds for this one, 31-20 is your hosts, 15-8 is your St Johnstone, 21-10 is your away win, boys. That is, of course, the draw, whatever. I don't even know. I'm tired. It's early. 1-0 win for me for Dundee. 3 points in the back. St Johnstone could be in trouble here. St Mirren up against Hibs, of course, taking place over at St Mirren Park. Played 53 times this year. 2011 wins for St Mirren, 26 wins for Hibs, and we got 16 draws, of course. Just 1 win to 6 though for St Mirren right now. 17% form up against the Hibs side, of course. David Gray at the helm for the time being, of just 1 win in 6 7, 33% form for them heading into this. Last round though, over at St Mirren, of course, it was a 1-1 draw back in December 2021. The reverse fixture, of course, at Easter Road was a 1-1 for St Mirren as well. In fact, over the last 3 occasions this season, Hibs have yet to beat St Mirren. Of course, we'll hope to change it this time around. Of course, St Mirren coming to this on the back of that 4-0 loss against Rangers, with Hearts beating Hibs on back-to-back occasions. So back-to-back defeats for Hibs heading into this. Look at the odds for this one. That's probably what got them the sack. Hibs are actually 7-5 for the victory. 20-10 is your St Mirren. 11-5 is your draw here. I'm backing, of course, a 1-1 draw here. Not good enough for Hibs, to be honest with you. They could still be in trouble as the season bubbles, of course. Into the top half of the table now we go. Motherwell up against Rangers over at Fir Park. I've got it right this time. Played 94 times at 1994. 10 wins for Motherwell, 65 wins for Rangers, and 19 draws, of course. Motherwell just 1 win and 6, 33% form for them heading into this game up against the Rangers side, who've won 3 and about 67% form for them. Also in a Europa League semi-final, would you Adam believe it? Of course, last time around over at Fir Park, it was a 5-1 win for Rangers. They'd hope to repeat that again. That was back in October 2021. The past couple of matches, though, over at Ibrox, this campaign both ended up as draws. Meanwhile, Rangers did beat Celtic last time around in the Scottish Cup semi-final. Of course, chance for Van Bronckhorst to win some silverware at the first attempt. Meanwhile, Motherwell picking up a 2-2 draw on the road against Livingston. The odds, though, for this one, we have Motherwell 9-1 for 33, 3-1 on is your Rangers, and 50-4 is your bloody draw here. Back, of course, Rangers here. 2 win on the road. A big win for them as well. Kicking off forward, it will be Ross County against Celtic, of course, over at Victoria Park. Now, these two sides have played 34 times since 2004. 5 wins for Ross County. We've got 23 wins for Celtic and 6 draws, of course. Just 1 defeat, though, in the past 6 games for Ross County right now. Against the Celtic side, of course, just 1 defeat past 6. 83% form for them heading into this. Last round, though, over in Ross County, it was a 2-1 win for Celtic. Of course, that was back in December 2021. The reverse fixture, of course, last time around was a 4-0 win for Celtic back in March 2022. Meanwhile, Celtic coming to this on the back of that 2-1 loss against Rangers, of course, in the Scottish Cup. Meanwhile, Ross County with the 1 win over Aberdeen, of course, heading into this. Looking at the odds here, 12-1 is your Ross County, and 4-1 on is your Celtic, and 9-2 is your draw. Which way are you going to go? I'm going to go with Celtic, of course I am. 3-0 win in the end on the road to maintain their top of the league status, of course. And then wrap it up. Probably the game of the day, really, or the game of the weekend, is Dundee United up against Hearts, of course, coming at you on the Sunday, April the 24th. Now, these two sides have played each other 75 times since 1994. 25 wins for Dundee United, 37 wins for Hearts, and 13 draws. Just 1 win in the last 6 for Dundee United right now. 42% form up against the Hearts side, of course, unbeaten in at least the last 8 games, of course, winning 4 of the last 5 as well. 83% form over the last 6. Last time around, though, over in, of course, when we're looking at Tynecastle, it was a 2-2 draw. That was back in, of course, March 2022. They also played each other in Tynecastle back in, of course, August 2021. That was match number 4, was a 2-0 win for Hearts as well. So Hearts haven't lost against Dundee United since they played each other at Tannadice back in 2016. It was a 2-1 win for Dundee United way back when. Meanwhile, Dundee United picking up a draw against Dundee last round. Hearts with the 2-1 win over Hibs. Back-to-back wins over Hibs as well, heading into this. Looking at the odds here, 14-5 is your Dundee, of course, Dundee United, sorry, and of course 5-2 is your, and even Stevens is your Heart of Midlothian here. Going to go with a win for Hearts here on the road to keep their status well on track for 3rd spot this campaign. That is it, guys. That is it. Be sure to get your own picks, of course, using the link cut/Scott. Get your name in lights. That's, of course, we get into the back of the season of this one. But please also do the do the loving. Make sure you smash the thumbs up. It does wonders for the algorithm, of course. It makes you get content just like this. Not necessarily from me, but other people just like me who do content just like this. So, of course, it basically feeds you what you want to eat. If you want a Big Mac, then it'll give you a Big Mac. That's what we're all about here, boys. Make sure you smash your thumbs up, smash your subscribe. Check the links down below, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, also Patreon. But until then, boys, we're done right now.